And we're back with another episode of Shit Talking Wrestling, STW. I am joined as always in STW.
Stwa.
I am joined as always on this wonderful and this wonderful journey and wonderful and disturbing journey into the weird world of wrestling by
Ellen
and
Alexis.
And today we have a special guest with us. Wasn't in the first episode.
Am I really a special guest?
You're
I'm like a main person on the main show.
You're a main person on the main show, but you're a special guest on the wrestling show.
Yeah,
You're a
don't you
special
feel
guest
special?
in my heart.
Yes.
So
Does that mean I get special treatment?
no,
Fuck you.
not from me.
Me and you guys. Hey, I'm here. I'm joining the wrestling crew for today.
Yeah, boy.
Maybe
So-
the rest of the time. Who knows? We'll see how today goes.
So today, like we promised in the last STW episode, we will be reviewing the Monday Night Raw roster. So do you remember anything from the NXT roster, Ellen, before we dive into Monday Night Raw?
Yeah.
What do you remember?
Raw is law.
It was what?
Yes.
Well, there's a bunch of weird people on it. There's a lot of hairy guys. Most of them are ugly.
Young.
Most of them are ugly.
And I remember that there's good, neutral, and bad people.
Yeah, nice job. So you know what those are called? Yeah, do you remember the words?
I don't remember.
So you have face
Oh,
is the
yeah.
good guy, tweener is the neutral, and heel is the bad guy.
I'm not gonna lie. Some of these are actual theater terms. I'm not gonna like it's.
Yeah, they're carny terms.
It's fine.
I have no comment.
They're carnival terms. Because wrestling, when we do a history of wrestling episode, you'll learn wrestling, it's just a bunch of fucking carnies trying to steal your money.
Surprise.
They're not stealing my money.
Well, they're trying to steal your money.
No, they're not. No.
But
So-
I use it.
Before we go into
'Cause I need to.
the
use
Monday
it.
Night Raw roster, let's go into a little bit of the history of Monday Night Raw. We talked about NXT a bit ago. Yeah. So Monday Night Raw is the flagship show of WWE. It was their first weekly prime time. Not their first weekly prime time, but it's their longest running. It's also the longest running weekly episodic television show in history.
Ooh.
Episodic.
Yeah, that's how it's termed. The original release date was January 11th, 1993, and they have been airing ever since.
It's older than me.
It's older than all of us.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it means more.
96.
The first few episodes were at the Grand Ballroom at the Manhattan Center in a small New York City theater. They had to take the ring
What
up
theater?
the Manhattan Center. I really fucking said that. They had to take the ring up a bunch of stairs to get it into
I wouldn't be doing
where
that
they were
shit.
doing it. It was super difficult for them.
Stupid.
So it was first called WWF Monday Night Raw. Then in the late 90s, they changed the title to Raw is War.
Raw is law. Yeah.
It's dumb.
That's
Why
a
do
great
you-
name.
Why do you like that name?
It's fucking terrible.
It's fucking stupid.
Raw is law, folks. Raw is law.
There's
That's
no
fine 'cause it
significance to
rhymes.
you of all people saying that.
So for most of the time, WWE Monday Night Raw aired on the USA Network.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Tuesday.
However,
Something like that.
for a while,
It is Tuesday.
so they introduced the show.
I want to hear this.
So after that, they introduced the show SmackDown, which was a B show where they would have lesser superstars wrestling there. Yeah.
Did they have actual bees?
No.
Did
Did
they
have
like
anyone
jazz?
in a
Can we
talk show?
No.
release the bees?
No.
Into the
Drunk.
can?
So March 10th, 2005. Or no, not March 10th, 2005. But September 25th, 2000. They moved from the USA Network to TNN, which later became Spike TV.
Yes. I had a show that I liked. It's
March
called-
10th, 2005, they left Spike TV and went back to USA Network, and they have been there ever since.
Double traders.
So, Monday Night Raw, for most of that time, was exclusive after March 2002. they had what they called the brand extension. Superstars competed only on Raw or only on SmackDown. Then that ended on August 29th, 2011, when it became the Monday Night Raw Super Show. And then on July 23rd, 2012, Raw aired its 1,000th episode.
Oh my god.
On January
Wait,
14th,
say the year again.
2012.
Jesus, imagine how many they're at now.
On January 14th, 2013, Raw celebrated its 20th year on air. And this year, in 2018, they will be celebrating their 25th anniversary. They've been on for 25 years as of January of 2018. What?
Fuck yeah. Totally awesome.
Wow.
They are a quarter of a century old, that TV show.
In the words of Owen Wilson, wow.
Wow.
On May 25th, 2016, WWE reintroduced the brand split. So, Monday Night Raw is now exclusive. It only has Monday Night Raw Superstars.
Oh man, it's exclusive.
It's stupid.
Okay. So, WWE also has, on Monday Night Raw, the Cruiserweight division. 205 Live. Anyone who is under 205 pounds is considered a cruiserweight.
You also must own a PT Cruiser.
That you don't have to own a PT Cruiser.
I think that should be a requirement.
That's
I
not
think
true. No, you just have to be under 205 pounds.
Done, and
I-
get the PT Cruiser.
Yeah.
I considered doing 205 Live as its own episode, but fuck it. It's only been around for like a year, so there's not enough history.
Yeah, fuck that.
And also, I wouldn't remember which of these fuckers is on the 205 Live
Yeah.
roster, because they're on the Monday Night Raw roster as well.
Do they have a PT Cruiser?
No.
That's how you know.
So, are you guys ready to delve into the flagship show of
Fuck
Monday Night Raw?
yeah. So I have advanced knowledge.
Yeah. So, Alexis has watched a few episodes of Raw with me,
Yeah.
I'm
so
sorry.
she knows some things about Raw. She likes
I
some of them.
cannot guarantee that I will remember any of it.
But she does like one of the superstars that will be shown. I do know Alexis likes one of them. But wait a second, we have a special guest
For
on.
why? Why do you like
Before we start it,
It depends on which one it is, and I'll point it out when we get to it.
before we start, Ian,
Yeah.
Talk about that.
we talked about this
I will.
extensively in the first episode.
Tea milk.
Alexis has very minimal interactions with wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I'm
have
neutral.
a lot of interactions with wrestling and love it. And
Zero.
Ellen has 0 interactions and hates wrestling. So what are your interactions with wrestling? Tell the fans.
I mean, other than like the times that I watched it with you, like when I'm flipping through channels, like I'll see it on once in a while, and I'll be like, "This is stupid," and then I turn it.
All right.
So like I have little interactions with it. What I've seen so far, I liked, but that's just because it was the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, you've watched the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, the two
Yeah.
best shows of the year.
I feel like if I watched like a regular one, I'd get bored.
It's all downhill.
Yeah,
from there.
Monday Night Raw is I told you about NXT. It's an hour-long show. It's very palatable. Alexis has watched the most of NXT, and it's very easy to watch. Monday Night Raw, 3 hours. It's very difficult to watch an episode of Monday Night Raw because it is 3 hours long.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
never going to watch it.
So, here we have our first member of the roster. He's also a member of 205 Live. He's a cruiserweight. We have
He's a baby.
Akira Tozawa.
Look at him.
Oh my god, an Asian!
There was a nation on the last one, too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. At least one.
The collation.
Oh my god, I'm trying to drink my tea milk.
He looks very shiny.
They
He does
all
look
are
very
super
shiny.
shiny.
He does. He looks like a plastic doll.
He
A
looks
plastic
like
doll.
It's Ken.
like a fit version
But
of Dante
Asian.
Basio.
An Asian,
Oh, that's true.
Asian Ken.
So, what do you think about him, face or heel?
Feel.
Same.
That way you can't be wrong.
I feel like he's a heel.
So do I.
No, he's a face. He's a little good boy.
Fuck him.
I don't believe you.
I mean, he is.
Okay.
Okay. So, now we have our first champion. Early on, first champion. This is the WWE Raw Women's Champion.
Ooh,
a
chick.
woman.
Yeah. She is known as the Goddess. of
Me.
WWE.
Me.
Hot.
She is
Oh,
known
no.
as 5
Oh,
feet
God.
of fury. She's only 5 feet tall.
5 feet.
I
That's
forgot
me.
on this one.
And Little Miss Bliss. Here we
And-
have Alexa Bliss.
She looks like a porn star.
She does.
Like that pink hair at the end, and then like that
And her
like that
makeup.
makeup.
Yeah.
She's too blonde for me.
Like
I don't
I'm not a fan
believe
of
that
blonde.
she's a wrestler.
She is a
looks
wrestler.
like
She's
she
the
looks like
champion.
she
I
looks
know.
like down there is overstretched from all the porn she's done.
It's true. She's at least had 5 abortions.
Oh my God, no! She hasn't. She is 5'1".
That's adorable.
Okay.
1 foot for every.
All right.
She's working on that.
So we have another
That's bad,
entry
I'm
now
sorry.
from the women's division. She was the.
Do they not have like a fade like the?
What do you mean?
Face
Oh,
or
she faced her heel. Sorry,
She's definitely a heel.
I'm saying she's a face.
she is a heel. She's a
She's
bad
a heel.
guy. So now we have.
She looks
Well,
like
yeah,
a-
because she looks like
She's
a,
a
porn
bad
star.
girl.
Yeah.
So now we have the captain of the Raw Women's Survivor Series team, Alicia
You
Fox.
should have seen the hat she
Whoa.
wore.
Oh yeah, she wears
Did
funky
she
hats.
wear like a big pirate hat? Because I could see
No,
that.
it was like a
or
big-
a funky
She would
pimp
look good
hat.
in the pirate hat.
I'm
It
gonna
was
say
like-
something. I think she's a face, a good guy, because she is wearing more clothing. I'm going to guess that the less clothing that they wear, they are the bad guys, and the more clothing that they do wear, they are good guys.
I like that. I'm sticking with Ian's
She's
theory.
pretty.
He's smart.
So you like her?
She
Think she's a?
She's gorgeous.
I
like
want the hat.
You think she's a good guy?
Sure.
A lot of the female wrestlers are really pretty though.
she looks like a good guy.
It's the makeup.
Yeah, it's the makeup.
It's
not-
absolutely the makeup.
So we have 2 votes for good guy. What do you think of Alicia Fox?
Sure, I'll go with it.
She's a bad guy. You're all wrong.
Oh,
She does kind of have that look though, like
is it because she's black?
No,
And
It's
not
because
because she's
she's
black.
wearing
Black girl.
purple and green.
no. Her character is that she is full of anger and snaps at people.
So
I like
she's the
her.
angry black woman.
she's
Yeah.
a sassy.
Like I said. Okay.
All right, now we move on back to the men's division. We have Apollo Crews.
Hey, that's not
used
how I
to-
wanted Cruz to be spelled.
Used to wrestle on the Independents as Uha Nation.
He looks.
That's
He's.
funny.
Can I just say, like, the last name is fitting because he looks like the brother of Terry Crews. Like he could be Terry Crews' brother.
He looks like
Also,
he's wrong.
he looks like he's
Like
wrong.
he just
His
looks
chest
like a
looks
wrong.
swollen. Like he could get a mammogram for those things.
Like
fuck.
I don't like his shoulders.
Oh, me either.
He has tumors on him,
Yeah.
No, those
and he doesn't have surgery. He doesn't-
muscles.
It's
I
disgusting.
didn't even know you could get like you can get swole there.
Yep, you can.
Yeah, apparently now, like
Some
like,
of
that could be
them,
him.
and you'll learn this, Ian, from the pictures, especially these pictures, look like they're a person with normal shoulders inside of another person.
Okay.
Like, look at that. See, he has like a first one, but those are his real shoulders. And then the next is like the mech that he's in.
See, I feel like how does he lift his arms?
He can't.
Like he can only go to about.
He can lift his arms. He's actually a super athletic guy. He can do a standing backflip.
Where I would have seen where there were seats.
All right.
There are seats.
What gym does he go to?
I don't know what Jimmy goes to. What do you think of Apollo Crews? Face or heel?
I think he's a face.
I agree.
I'm gonna go with heel.
He is a face.
Well,
He's a good guy.
I'm not good at guessing games.
But he doesn't have much of a character. He's just a smiley guy.
God,
So like Terry Crews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I was gonna say you should be in an Old Spice commercial.
So now we have another member of 205 Live,
Another small boy.
Aria Daivari.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Ooh, he hot.
He is a little bit.
I have a feeling that there are some unfortunate things that go on with,
But what he's
his character.
So
I'm going.
And I
I don't
fear
want to.
for him.
I don't know.
he is a member of a stable known as the Zoe Train.
I thought you were gonna say Zodiac.
I thought you were gonna say the Zohan.
Stupid.
I was like, Adam.
You'll
want
find
him-
out. You'll find out later on why it's called the Zoe Train. Okay.
Stupid
I want him to be a face, but I know he's.
I
probably
feel
a
like
heel.
he's a heel.
Yeah.
He is a heel.
Yep.
Now his character is not a Middle Eastern stereotype. Right now, his character is that he is rich. He's a wealthy man.
He's a rich Billy.
Because he's part of the Zo train. That's the only reason why he's wealthy.
I'd fuck him. I'd get fucked by him.
Okay. So,
You're right.
you're all right, though. He is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Now we move back to the women's division to see my favorite member
Oh no.
of the Monday Night Raw roster. It's coming
I don't
early.
remember
It's gonna be
which one.
terrible.
It's coming early.
It's gonna be terrible.
It's coming early. Her
Oh,
name.
Yes.
Her name is Asuka.
You mean Azuka?
No, it's Asuka because she's Japanese.
Opinions. I already have my opinion.
What are your opinions on Asuka?
Well, okay, her hair doesn't match her outfit. Her outfit
Why
is saying
does she-
Harley Quinn, and her hair is saying I am a Japanese, like...
Why does she have that thing on her face?
The line?
Yeah.
I don't know. She just has a line.
I don't like that.
You don't like the line?
It's stupid.
Okay.
It
fucking
matches the
stupid.
mask, kind of.
It matches her mask. She just come out with a mask. I don't know if we have a picture of the mask.
all we have
she
a-
carries a little mask.
All
when
we
she
have
comes
is a
out.
picture of her looking like a derp.
It's fucking dumb.
With her teeth out like all...
With the little robe on.
Oh, it's a great
That's
robe.
Cute.
That's a kimono, bitch.
I know.
Asuka,
No, you don't. You said it was a robe, bitch. You don't know it's a kimono.
It's
I
the
have a kimono. I know what a kimono is.
Now, is Asuka a good guy or a bad guy?
Bad one.
I don't remember, and I don't really give a shit.
I'm gonna say she's good.
She is good. Now, Asuka is the biggest ass kicker of the women's division. She has the longest undefeated streak
But what
in
about the
professional
champion?
wrestling.
Didn't she have the longer streak?
The champion has never faced Asuka.
They should do that. Why
Asuka
don't they
used
do
to
that?
be
Uh,
in
Then we would know who
for
the
the
real
NXT.
champion, obviously. And then you would
They don't know how
have
to
to
do
end her
things.
streak at some point. But if she never faces off with the champion, then you don't have to end
They
it.
don't know how to do things around here.
I don't either.
You
I'm
don't
just making
know
up
how
bullshit.
to do things around here.
Yeah.
Oh my god. She has the longest undefeated streak in WWE history and one of the longest title reigns where she held the NXT women's title for not 523 days.
Why isn't she the champion?
Because she just got called up to Monday Night Raw.
Oh.
She used to be in NXT.
Oh.
And like I said, NXT is developmental.
Mm-hmm.
So
Go.
we have
Next
another.
gen.
Yeah, that's what it's for, the next generation.
Right.
You figured it out.
Haha. Get it?
So we have the next member of the women's division,
The women.
Bailey.
Yes, look at her.
Is that the one you like?
No.
Bailey.
What the fuck is up with her eyes?
Bailey's a hugger. She likes to hug people. That's her gimmick. She likes to hug people.
That's adorable.
So she's a good guy?
And she comes out. Oh, they don't
She
have a
looks
picture
so
of it.
sweet.
When she comes out for her entrance, she has the wacky, wavy, inflatable arm men, dude.
Yeah, she's a good guy. No bad guys.
She
would have
literally
that.
looks like any
I don't like
of
that.
the
No?
lacrosse or softball girls. Like literally,
She
any of them.
does.
It doesn't matter which one. They all look the fucking same.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So is she a good guy or bad guy?
She's
She's
good.
a good one.
Obviously,
Yeah, she's obviously good. She's a hugger.
She's a hugger.
I would like that
That's
to be
adorable.
the
Does she just
An
hug
evil
people
thing?
until they die?
No.
Yeah.
Well, her finishing move, so they all have the finishing moves. Her finishing move is a belly-to-belly suplex, which looks like a hug. And then she picks them up and slams them down. And they
So
call
it's
it
a mean hug.
they call it the Bailey-to-belly.
That's cute.
There's a lot of puns in wrestling that are stupid.
That's why I don't.
you like it then.
I don't know why I like it because I hate puns. So now we have a guy who's been injured for a
Made it.
while, but he's a major
no.
part of wrestling
Okay.
on Raw. So here we have Big Cass.
Got him.
I don't like him.
You don't like Big Cass?
No.
Why don't you like Big Cass?
Because he
Ugly.
looks like he would be. He would
Reminds me of
hold
somebody.
women hostage and tell them to put lotion on their skin.
Or else he gets the host again.
Yes.
You think he's a serial
He
killer?
looks like his hair is just not
He just looks like a
a
douche.
thing.
Not a thing. What are you looking up, Alexis?
He looks like he puts shoe polish on his head.
He does.
He just looks like a douche. And I just...
All right, so is Big Cass a good guy or
He's
a
a
bad
bad
guy?
guy.
Bad ones, I don't know.
He's so a bad guy.
Stupid. He's a stupid guy.
You could not tell me he's a good guy. Like, if you say he's a good guy, I'm going to say you're
His
wrong.
name's Big
I
Cass.
just gonna go against everybody else and say
Of course.
He's a bad guy.
I knew it.
He's a heel.
I just want to be.
He
I
recently
just want to be different.
Yeah.
he recently turned on his longtime tag team partner Enzo.
Yep.
See,
Oh
He's a
no!
fucking piece of shit. That's who he is.
So next-
Big
but
Cass, Mama Cass.
Wait till you see Enzo. You turn
For
on
the
him.
mamas and papas.
Wait, what did you say?
I said, wait till you see Enzo. You turn on him.
Oh yeah, I can't wait till you see Enzo. You're gonna die.
Oh,
It's a great time.
Oh,
You're
okay.
gonna
I kind of
gonna
like it, but I think
you're going to hate Enzo Amore.
Ooh, okay.
So-
Enzo Amore.
Yeah.
I already hate him.
Okay, so next we have the world's largest athlete, the Big Show.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Villain. Bye.
Why don't you like the Big Show?
Look at his face.
He also,
Yes,
you can't see, he has a six-pack.
Where?
God.
Of beer?
No, of abs.
Of,
Yeah.
of beer?
This man has fucking abs.
It don't look like it.
I know it doesn't, but he has abs.
The six pack is hidden in his beard.
yeah,
It's on his chin.
I like that.
It seems like you could just move it, like with chopsticks, and then put it
Why
on
are
his
you
head.
moving it with
I
chopsticks?
just
Why
feel
aren't
like that
you?
would be the right thing to do.
You're right.
So it's not a six-pack, but he does have abs. This is the Big Show with his abs.
Those
He
are
looks like-
abs.
Those are abs.
He looks like a moldy old man chest.
He has abs. So you don't like the Big Show?
Everyone has abs, but
No.
they're not always well defined.
His are well
Look at
defined.
him with his taking his selfie.
So do you think the Big Show is a good guy or a bad guy?
Do I like his appearance? No, but I think he could still be a good guy.
I think
he's a bad
guy.
Okay, well, he hasn't been on TV recently, so I really don't know his
Yeah.
character. But
Then-
the Big Show, there's a problem that wrestling fans have with him, that he turns into a face and a heel multiple times within a year.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
there are times where he's
Wow.
been a face and turned into a heel and then turned back into a face on the same night.
what the hell? How?
Because he puts on a big show.
Shut up. Because they don't know how to write TV all the time.
Yeah.
They're not good at it. So, we're done with the Big Show. We're moving on now to 1/3 of the Miztourage.
Yes! I love them. They're the best. They're so fucking funny.
You have Bo Dallas.
He looks like his name would be Bo Dallas.
He looks like somebody from the South.
He looks like when he was a baby, he was dropped a lot. Right on the face.
I don't know.
In Dallas.
Especially on his eyebrows.
Okay, so Bo has a brother that also wrestles. He comes from a wrestling family. And I will point out his brother to you later, because his brother is also on the Monday Night Raw roster.
Okay.
And you are not going to believe who his brother
You
is
should probably
at all.
leave that tab open so we can refer back and forth.
Yeah, I will do it. So, what do you think of Bo Dallas? Face, heel?
I'm withholding comments because I know.
I
Because
feel like he could be a bad guy.
yeah, he's a bad guy.
Okay.
You got it right. Bo Dallas is a bad guy. He's part of the Miztourage.
He's a cool boy.
So I'm going to leave that tab up
No,
because
he's not.
we're going to get to his brother very, very soon.
Okay.
And you're not going to believe they're brothers, but they are.
He's black, isn't
No.
he? Okay.
So now we're coming, Ellen, to
That
your
was
to
good.
your favorite wrestler.
Oh no.
It's a
my
wrestler you
favorite.
know.
Really?
It's a wrestler
have
you
a
love.
favorite?
No, I don't have
He is the monster
I know
among
who
men.
he is.
He's not done with you yet.
Oh no, I hate him.
It is Braun
I hate it.
Strowman.
That
Look at
beard. Cut. Get rid of the beard.
Look at his beard.
That
Look
beard
how
needs to go.
small his
And
face is
he has
out
more
without
shoe
the beard.
polish head. He's he disgusts me as a person.
I agree.
I
I
don't
don't
like
like him.
him. He's
Nah.
a bad guy.
Is he a bad guy?
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Okay, I guess not.
Braun Strowman is a good guy.
No.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy.
No. No,
The fans organically love him. He was a bad guy.
I thought he was a tweener.
He's done nothing to become a good guy, but the fans love him.
Nope.
He's
I'm
a
bad guy.
full-fledged face now. Here, I'm going to explain something to you in wrestling about how you now define who a
I
heel and a
thought
face is.
faces were that they follow the rules.
Okay,
That's what you told me.
traditionally that's supposed to be true. However, there is a rule now that says this. After Stone Cold Steve Austin was the biggest face and he broke the rules, you're a face depending on who you fight. And you're a heel depending on who you're fighting. So if you're fighting a good guy, you're a heel. If you're fighting a bad guy, you're a face.
Okay, but then how could that one guy change multiple times in a night if he's fighting the same person?
Because he fought different people.
Oh.
There was a night like Survivor Series where he was fighting on a team against the bad people and then he turned on his team in the middle of the match and left. That makes you a bad guy.
Okay. Alright, well, I don't like him.
Braun Strowman's a good guy. I love Braun Strowman. I think Braun Strowman's amazing. But now,
You know what I think the definition should be? I think you should be a face if your face is pretty enough for me to look at. And I think you should be a heel if you're ugly like a heel.
So I'm a heel.
so
I agree. That's what I agree.
I'm going to show you again Bo Dallas
Oh no.
because we have come upon his brother.
Okay.
This is Bo.
Uh-huh.
Terrifying.
Now,
Oh, I thought this was like the brother. It's like, oh, it's a twin.
you have his brother,
Yes.
Bray Wyatt.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What is that? Where is his body?
I love him. He's really great.
I don't like him.
Let me explain to you Bray Wyatt's
Love
character.
this
Bray Wyatt's character is that he is a swamp hillbilly cult
Okay,
leader.
that makes a lot of sense.
He's a cult leader,
That makes a
So
lot.
he's the guy from Duck Dynasty.
of
Yes.
but a cult leader.
So the guy from Duck Dynasty.
Dynasty.
Makes a lot of sense.
I like him.
But
He's fun.
look at the family resemblance. There is none.
There is.
He's a lot more pale too.
He is
I was
super
just gonna
pale.
say his brother's Tanner.
Yeah.
He's the Tanner. He's related to DJ,
Stephanie.
and Stephanie, and
Michelle.
Michelle.
So, do you think he's a good guy or a bad guy?
What was the
Mr.
name of
Bray
the dad
Wyatt?
from Full House?
Danny.
I was gonna say like Bob or something.
Bob Saget played him.
Okay, Bob Tanner, played by Danny Sackett.
Shut up. What do you think of Bray Wyatt?
Well, the other guy was a bad guy.
Mhm.
Are they on the same team?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, of course they wouldn't be on the same team. They're brothers. It's like how like
One
the
of them
North
is
and
like-
South type thing.
One of them is behaving like he's a Hollywood person, and he's a hillbilly swamp cult leader.
Well, if he's a
They're
cult,
not on the same
if
team.
he's a cult leader, though, that's a bad thing.
Caught leader.
Cult leader.
Well, he does. He used to have a faction called the Wyatt family, but he no longer has the Wyatt family. They've left him.
Good.
He's been abandoned by his children.
I would leave him too.
I would. He looks like fun.
He looks like he would be nice.
He tells you to follow the buzzards.
I see
We're
that.
following the buzzards, the
Don't tell me
buzzards,
what
the
to do.
buzzards.
Especially a buzzard.
It was a kind.
Why
but
does he
firm
tell people-
suggestion.
Why does he no? Why does he tell people to follow buzzards?
Because he's cool.
Does he have buzzards?
No. Well,
He
maybe.
does now. I told him he does.
No, he doesn't.
He follows the ghost of a dead lady named Sister Abigail.
Like, don't start.
Well, see, that makes it seem like he's a good guy because nuns.
She's not actually a nun.
Then why is it?
She
such
just
a-
calls her
Solid.
Sister Abigail.
He's insane. He's
Yeah,
clearly
that's the character.
he needs to seek medical help.
Okay, do you think he's a good guy or bad guy? He's a bad guy.
Okay.
I
Why does
think
he tell
he's
people
the
to
leader of
follow?
a cult. Do you think he's a good guy?
That's why I said he's a bad guy.
You said I don't know.
But then he told him. But then he seems like a nice guy.
He seems like a nice guy.
That's
I didn't
how
say
he
that.
gets people into a cult.
Alexis said
I
that.
think he's cool.
So now we
Yeah.
come.
It'd be fun.
We're done
Stop slamming.
with Bray Wyatt. We come to the WWE Universal Champion.
Oh, no.
And his name is the Beast Incarnate, the Conqueror, Brock Lesnar.
No, absolutely not. There's absolutely
On this fuck.
no.
So what do you think of Brock Lesnar?
He's terrible. He's the worst person I've ever met.
Why is he terrible?
Because he's the worst person I've ever met.
I mean, look at him. Look at
Look
him.
at his.
You've never met him.
This,
Look how red
this is close enough.
he's so white, but he's red.
He's so white, and then
Those are his. Those are his like.
you see the
freaking-
belt. You see how red the title belt is.
Yeah,
When he fights, he gets almost as red as that belt.
I believe it. He disgusts me.
Do you like his tattoo? His like phallic tattoo that looks like he's getting tit
I
fucked
didn't even.
repeatedly all the time.
That's a great way to put it.
I didn't even
I like
see
it.
that.
But do you like it now? Glad I pointed it
No.
out.
That you pointed out, I like it, but I don't like it.
He also has a tattoo on his back that's a little better, but that tattoo's ugly. Now, the reason
It's a stupid placement.
people love Brock Lesnar because his matches, he just utterly destroys everybody and beats the shit out of people.
So does that mean he's a good guy?
He is a tweener. But
I don't like him.
He's ugly.
he also brings
His haircut is stupid.
the WWE loves
I know
him
that.
because he brings legitimacy to the
But it would
sport.
look good on me.
Probably.
He brings legitimacy to professional wrestling because he is a former. So he wrestled in the early 2000s, left to play football, got onto a football team, left the football team, or got cut by the football team, and then he joined the UFC and became the UFC heavyweight champion.
That's real wrestling.
Yeah, real fighting. He became the UFC heavyweight champion. Then he came back to WWE. He makes millions of dollars a year.
Okay.
He's also a former NCAA heavyweight champion in amateur wrestling.
I don't like him.
I don't like him either.
Okay.
He did some things recently that I wasn't happy with.
What did he do
What did he
recently?
I liked the other guy.
What did he do
Oh.
recently?
We watched it.
Oh, with AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of AJ Styles
I
from
like
SmackDown.
He was fun.
When we do the SmackDown roster, we'll talk about AJ Styles.
Okay.
He's not that bad.
Before I move on, I did want to tell you guys that recently there were a couple call-ups to the main roster on WWE. So there is one member of the Raw roster that we already reviewed, Sonya Deville. If you remember her, she's the MMA fighter,
Oh, yeah.
the one with the dreadlocks.
I think I remember.
Yeah, so we're not going to review
Dreadlock's
her.
Not cool.
Wait, let me see her again.
We're not going to review her. Because we already reviewed her.
I just want to see her picture.
Well, okay, there's
Like
her
her
picture.
I don't remember. Oh, I remember.
She's at the end of the roster. But now you saw some other people that are super important to the roster.
I didn't really look at them.
Okay, that's good. Now we have another member of 205 Live.
Yeah, but we.
His name is Cedric Alexander. And here he is.
Aw, he looks like he's having a good time.
He's a good guy.
He looks
He
like a
has to be a
sweetie.
good guy.
So
He has a
happy.
what?
He looks like a sweetie.
He does.
He looks like
He looks
has-
like a swollen version of Usher.
He looks like I agree, but he's a big nose. He looks like he would be a really great singer.
Yeah.
That's why I said a swollen version of Usher.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Is he a good guy or bad guy?
I want him to be a good guy. He's cool. Looks happy.
Yeah.
You're right. He is a good guy. He's a little face.
Happy boy.
He's a little face.
Now we have one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, known as The Bar. Their tag team
They
name.
bother me.
Their tag team name is The Bar because
This is gonna be
they don't set the bar. They are the bar.
That's stupid.
It is
And here we have-
stupid, and we've talked about why it's stupid, and it bothers me. It's in a car commercial now. And
Yeah, it's in a car
Hey!
commercial. In a car commercial, they say, "We don't set the bar. We are the bar."
That's stupid.
So this is the Swiss Superman, Cesaro.
The more acceptable.
Oh, I wouldn't mind getting pounded by him.
I don't need to be. I'm good on that one.
I'm good on that one.
He's not terrible, but
So what do you think of Cesaro? Is he just
I
mad?
think he's a bad guy.
You think he's a bad guy? You're right. He's a bad guy.
Things get little bit sad.
As part of the bar, he is a bad guy. So now we move on to
I think they should change over to hitting people with the bar.
with a bar. Like what kind of bar?
They should just
A
bring
steel bar.
a crowbar.
The bar
Yes.
that's set high. That's the bar.
So
You're right.
Alexis's problem with them is that they have this little entrance where they come out together
The entrance
Oh, that's
is.
why-
and
problem.
they
That's
set
the
out
problem.
their thumbs to show the bar,
That's
but their thumbs are always uneven. One of them is always a little bit
that
higher
is
than the other.
Literally the stupidest thing.
Plus,
See, that's my main.
they have
problem.
accents.
They both have
And
accents.
they're
The one
not
is Swiss.
accents that are acceptable to me.
The one is
Right.
Swiss and the other is Irish.
Yeah, I don't do Irish accents, like UK accents at all, or Australian accents, because I can't fucking understand what they're saying.
I
It's too
dig
hard.
it. I
So-
dig them.
Next
No.
we have another.
That's a white
So we talked about
Especially Australian.
we talked about we talked about Asuka, right?
Yeah.
I think she has the longest winning
A
streak
plus.
in WWE.
She's like a low monster.
Yeah. Kurt Hawkins has a losing streak
Good.
in the WWE. So this is Kurt Hawkins.
He looks
looks
like he's lost a lot.
Like
Like he
I
looks
think-
sad about it.
I
He's
think
like,
he-
why am I even here?
He's the grown-up version of the guy that you see shoved into a locker in high school movies.
Agreed. What do you
Look
think?
at him. He just has that, oh, you shouldn't beat up on me face.
So what do you think of little Kurt Hawkins?
He thinks he's cool.
Do you think he's a good guy or a bad guy?
I think
What do you think?
I think he's a dumb guy.
he's a good guy because good guys finish last.
No, he's a bad guy. No one likes him.
Because
So you're dying.
I'm
There's
busy
more of your
watching
milk.
this. It's
She's out of. Oh no, she still has a little bit of milk water. So next we have another member of the Miz Taraj, so that tells you he's a heel. We have Curtis Axel.
Oh no! Stop.
they
Get
look
him
better
away.
in suits.
Oh yeah, they wear suits.
Why
I
is
know.
one arm bigger than the other arm? Is that? Am I?
You know why?
Stop it. Don't do those things to me.
Don't do those things.
Look at his face. Why does he look like that? He looks like one of the dwarfs from.
Snow White.
Yes.
He just got punched
He
in
looks.
the face a lot.
He looks like angry.
You mean grumpy?
Yeah, grumpy. That's right.
He looks like angry.
No, he's not grumpy because he's a new dwarf
He's
named
a-
Angry.
Oh my god, you can't just make up doors.
I think he can.
He just fucking did it. So. fuck off.
So we have now another member of the women's division, which I feel Alexis is not gonna like because she's blonde.
Yep.
Her name.
Disqualification.
Her name is Dana Brooke.
She's another porn star.
Look
Yeah.
at those tits.
Yeah,
Yes.
those tits, she's definitely.
She also had some facial reconstructions.
You're
think?
right. She totally
I think
does.
it's just makeup.
Okay, but look at that literal point.
Yeah, I don't know.
So some people have a literal point.
I just feel like her cheeks are wrong.
Yeah.
So is she a
good guy
or a bad guy?
Bad.
I think she's bad.
She is a
Her name's Dana.
She's a little bit in between. She never really had a turn, but now she's feuding with Asuka, so I guess she's a bad guy.
Yeah, evil.
I don't really like
Don't
Dana
touch
Brooke.
her.
I'm not gonna.
So next we have Dash Wilder. Dash Wilder is one half of the tag team known as, what are they known? As the Revival. So a lot of wrestling these days are about like doing flips and high spots. And these guys, their catchphrase is no flips, just fists. They're all about just punching people.
Same.
Yeah, I was gonna
So this
say,
is
I
Dash
agree.
Wilder.
That's not terrible, actually.
Yeah, okay.
He doesn't have a horrible face.
No.
I'm fine with him.
So is he a good guy or a bad
Those
guy?
pecs. I don't care if they're a good guy or bad guy. I'm just rating them on would I fuck them or would I not fuck them.
I like to see Ellen's reaction
What-
though, 'cause
what's
Ellen's
your
just
opinion on
judging
this?
them based on their looks.
I'd let this guy fuck me.
Okay.
With the lights off.
Yeah.
Good guy or bad guy for Dash?
Maybe with a paper bag on it.
Good guy or bad guy for Dash Wilder?
I feel like he could be a good guy.
He is a bad guy.
He's too pretty.
So now we come to 1/3
I
of
like it.
my favorite faction in the WWE right now,
It's the stupidest bag.
the Shield.
Hate. Okay, not hate because I like a couple of them. Okay.
So the first member of the Shield, who you do hate, I'm pretty sure, is the lunatic fringe, Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, I do.
I don't like him
Why?
because he looks like a dad that gets drunk and abuses his kids.
Oh my
That's what he looks like.
It's the tank top.
It is. It's the tank top and the greasy hair.
And there's another picture of Dean Ambrose
I don't like him.
with his crazy eyes.
He's stupid.
Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
He needs
Bad
to
guy.
cut his hair.
He is a good guy.
Well, you're wrong.
Everyone loves the Shield. I'm not wrong. So now we come to another member of 205 Live.
He
A
beats
member
his
of
kids.
the Zoe Train. He what? He doesn't have any kids. He has a wife.
Oh,
Well,
God.
when he probably beats her.
No,
This guy.
because they are both in the WWE together.
Really?
Yeah.
Who is his wife?
His wife's Renee Young. I don't know if we'll see her because I don't think she's on Raw. But when we do the SmackDown one, oh no, she is on Raw. I'll show you Renee Young.
Yay!
So this
you
is.
gotta point out when people are couples.
I will.
Yeah,
this
that's
is
important.
this is Drew Gulak. Now Drew Gulak is part of 205 Live. Now the cruiserweights love to fly around because they're small. They can do things
can
that other people do.
fly.
Can't. Drew Gulak doesn't like flying. He doesn't like chanting,
What does flying mean?
jumping in the air. He doesn't like that.
They just jump in the air.
They
get an airplane.
Well, you know how the ropes, they have the 3 ropes, and you climb the top, they jump off onto people or jump over the ropes.
That's stupid.
I'll show you some different things of high-flying moves later on the show. But Drew Gulak doesn't like that. He calls 205 Live a no-fly zone. He doesn't like chanting. You know what he does like? PowerPoint presentations.
Oh my God, he's the
Yeah.
PowerPoint guy.
Drew
I
Gulak.
love it.
So this is Drew Gulak.
Wow, he
Oh.
looks like that. He looks like he would do PowerPoints instead of fight people.
No, he does
Yeah.
fight people because whenever he tries to present his PowerPoint, people interrupt him.
What does he present on?
He's trying to present on how he can make 205 Live great again.
Wrestling Trump.
They're making fun of Trump, yes.
Okay.
With Drew Gulak.
I like him because I think the PowerPoint shit is funny.
That is hilarious. I will admit.
He also comes out.
Throw forward to letters to salad.
He also comes out with, like, you know, they have the white picket signs when you're at a protest. He comes out with one of those that says no chanting or no fly zone, and he puts it in, like, a little holder before he wrestles.
That's cute.
So, what do you think of Drew Gulak? Good guy or bad guy?
I think he's a good guy.
I think he's a
You think he's a
Yeah.
good guy?
He's an
He's an evil boy. Who goes to a wrestling
know.
show and wants to watch a PowerPoint
Me.
presentation?
Yeah, but I feel like, I don't know.
I think it would
There
be
could
really
be-
interesting.
There could be more evil ways to enter.
So now we
He
come
wants
to
to make people educated, and that's evil.
yeah, you can't have an education. Now we come to Elias Sampson,
Oh boy,
now just known as Elias.
because he can only have one name. I
Elias.
like him personally.
He's
Oh.
a singer.
Okay, I was gonna say I like that picture, and then you scrolled up. And
Oh,
then
so he's a good guy.
Elias
He's
is a troubadour,
adorable,
and
I
he
really-
asks people to walk with Elias. He asks you, "Do you want to walk with Elias?"
That sounds culty.
He's not a cult leader,
That
though.
sounds like Jesus-y.
And Elias to remember.
So, what do you think of Elias Sampson?
Get it
Is he a good
by the
guy or a
rock
bad
top.
guy?
I don't know. I guess he's a good guy.
He
He's
is
a
a
good
bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
He goes into cities and insults the cities through songs.
Well,
It's so cute. Though.
what cities do they go to?
All kinds of cities.
I would
Pittsburgh,
love
LA.
that.
You would love that.
If he insulted my city, I would love
The
it.
other week, so the Miz, the leader of the Miztourage, has
Okay.
been injured. In storyline, he's injured. And so last week, him and the 2 members of the Miztourage came out, and he sang a blues song, and they played harmonicas with
It
him.
was so cute. I
That's
saw it.
awesome.
I loved it.
So now we have the man I've been
Is
waiting.
he a good singer?
He's not bad.
He's not terrible.
He's from Pittsburgh.
It's more of a talking than a singing.
Yeah, he talks more.
But it's like okay.
We
He
come-
plays the guitar.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
So now we come to the WWE Cruiserweight Champion.
Oh no.
This is the man
Oh no.
that I have been waiting for you to see. You're going to absolutely hate him. You're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to like it at all. You're going to scream.
What about me?
You're going to hate it as well.
Okay, bring it.
His name is Enzo Amore.
What is that? Why is this? What is it? What is that on him?
It's a lot.
It's his hair. Here, let me show you a different picture of Enzo.
Look at those eyes. It just gets worse and worse.
Look at him. Why is he wearing a hat?
To cover that. Cover that hair.
Is that really?
I
what
want him
is
to
that?
drink bleach so
That's his
bad.
hair.
That's not his real
Drink
hair.
the
That's his
bleach,
real
then
hair?
That is not his real
That's
hair.
his real hair. He
Why
has
does it
styled
look
it
like
that
it's
way.
shaved?
Because he shaved some of it off to style it like that.
Oh no!
Yes.
But it's brown. He bleaches it?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
He bleaches everything but the roots.
Oh,
And he doesn't dye the beard either.
obviously.
So, do you like Enzo?
No, I hate him.
Do you think he's a good guy or a bad guy?
I don't think he's anything. I think he's.
I want him gone. That's what
I think
want.
he's janitor equipment.
He's a bad guy.
Janitor. He's not even the janitor. He's just the equipment.
He's the mob.
Like he stays in the.
He's a homeless man that just walked inside.
Yeah.
So now we have one of my other favorite wrestlers on Monday Night Raw,
Ooh.
Finn Balor, the Irishman Finn Balor. Now I want to show you Finn,
Kill.
normal
Okay.
Finn, because there's two different versions of Finn.
Okay.
So this is Finn.
Ooh. All right.
What do you think of Finn?
Yeah.
Did you fuck him?
No.
He's a little Irish man.
Oh, he's Irish? Oh, well, with that accent, yeah.
Why do people like this?
So Finn also has a demon inside of him, character-wise. And in important matches,
Ellen just gave me this little look.
in important matches, the demon comes out. And so,
If he puts on fucking body makeup, I'm leaving.
well, goodbye, Ian. 'Cause that's
Oh my god!
no, he designs that.
That's impressive, but it's
Disturbing.
disgusting.
Hold on.
What are you looking up?
Hold on.
He has so Finn Balor used to do this on the Independents. He wrestled under the name Prince Devitt or Fergal Devitt.
Furry. Devin.
Fergal. He had things that were inspired by the Joker, the Punisher, Venom, and Spider-Man. And he is showing me
Where's the lie?
he's showing me Johnny Depp as Tonto, saying that is what Finn Balor does.
They look the same.
No, they don't.
You're
They
right.
look the same.
One of them is intricate and extensive. One of them is white
Johnny
face
Depp.
paint with black lines.
Still beat
So this.
No. Finn Balor as the demon. What do you think of him as a demon? The Demon King. That's what Finn Balor actually
he
named.
thinks he can be a king. I was gonna give him a good rating, but he thinks he can just claim a title. No,
No,
fuck you.
no, that's what Finn Balor means.
Fuck you. No fucking titles. Go die.
I don't like it.
-1.
-1.
Actually,
Negative zero.
-2 for the accent.
Okay, so is he a good guy or a bad guy?
A bad guy.
He's a good guy.
Yeah,
He's a
I was gonna
demon.
say.
It doesn't matter. People think it's
Demons are
cool.
bad.
Yeah,
So now we have another member of 205 Live,
a skinny boy.
Gentleman
Yeah.
Jack Gallagher,
That's cute.
who wrestles in a full suit. He wrestles in a white dress shirt, a tie, a vest, and dress
That's
pants.
adorable.
But this is Gentleman Jack Gallagher.
Oh, he's adorable.
He's a butler.
He's British. he is British.
He's my butler.
He's not your butler.
Get rid of
But
the mustache and we'll talk.
But he's a big butler.
I think
Like
he's
a bulky
adorable.
butler.
Yeah.
I think his head is too small for his body.
No, I just need to get that mustache to be
So
gone.
is Gentleman Jack
And then
a good guy or a bad guy?
I want him to be a good guy because he's cute.
A good guy because he's a
He's
gentleman.
Well, he's a bad
adorable.
guy. Gentleman Jack
Why
Gallagher is a bad
all
guy.
Of these things are confusing. Why?
No.
So-
I'm getting pissed.
So I forgot this guy was on the roster because he hasn't been on in a few weeks.
Oh no.
You're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to like it.
Should I hold her?
You're going to be angered, I think,
can't be
by it.
cold.
I can't behold it.
I can't be chained.
So his name is Gold Dust.
Oh fuck! I forgot about this guy.
No. Gold Dust.
What is that? Why is his face melting?
So let me show you. let me show you another image of Gold Dust.
Why? Ew. Why does it look different?
That's
Because he changes it depending
This
on how
is the
it's feeling.
demon.
That's
That
from-
other thing, that's just Johnny Depp.
That's from
This is
my
the real demon.
nightmares.
So
Disgusting.
Gold Dust has been around since the early '90s.
Get out.
Wrestling.
No. He needs
He's the son. He's the son of famous wrestlers,
He's
the
the son of-
American
he's-
Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Silver soil.
He used to wrestle as the natural Dustin Rhodes, and then he became Gold Dust. He also wrestled under a few other names. Seven was one of the names, and
Black number 7.
And Black Rain.
Black Rain.
Spelled R-E-I-G-N.
Purple.
So Gold Dust, originally came in. He would make Hollywood film references,
Of course he would.
and he was dressed like an Oscar trophy. Then they acted like he was gay,
I mean, you had me in the first half.
and then
And
then he left.
we
and
don't
he
want him
became-
in our community. I don't want
Then
him
he
in
came
our
back just as Gold Dust, and he's just
No.
Gold Dust now. And
no,
he makes
I don't want that.
he's back to making film references. So what do you think of Gold Dust? Good guy or bad guy?
I want him gone.
The last time we
He's a
saw
bad guy
him,
in my heart.
the last time we saw him, he was a bad guy.
Well, no shit.
Making fun of gays.
He wasn't
Fuck
making
yourself.
fun of gays.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So now we go back to 205 Live. And I hate to tell you this.
Skinny boys.
You're not going to like this either. You're going to absolutely detest this one as well. He's a luchador, which means he wrestles in a mask.
Ah, well.
And his name is Gran Metalik.
It looks like a Power
He
Ranger.
looks like, yeah, he does. He looks like a slutty Power Ranger.
Slutty power.
Ah, that's my aesthetic.
It's
Slutty
kinda
Power
like-
Ranger.
Exactly.
I thought you weren't going to like this one.
It's not as bad as I thought.
It's not bothering me.
So is Mr. Metalik a good guy or a bad guy?
No, he's a bad one.
He's a good guy.
yeah,
I think
he's
he looks
good.
like he has little
He looks like a Power Ranger. Power Rangers are good. So therefore.
Yeah, but he looks like a slutty one. Sluts are bad.
No,
So-
you're not.
Just,
Now we have
I'm not bad.
the one-man band,
Not
The man-
Christian Slater.
the
Not
man-
Heath Ledger.
the man who has kids. He's got kids. That's part of his character, that he has kids.
Because that's a great character
That's
trait.
weird.
Heath Slater.
Not Christian.
Oh my god! Like he was trying in this picture. He was just like, "All right, guys."
No, he's part of a tag
He's
team.
adorable.
And you're gonna
He's cute.
see his T-shirt says "I got kids."
That's cute.
And-
he doesn't have kids. He got them. Like,
Yeah.
He bought them.
No.
He,
So part of this
so
storyline, the storyline is this: when they did the draft extension, no one drafted Heath Slater, and he had to fight his way onto one of the rosters.
Me too.
And he was saying he needed a contract because I got kids.
Oh,
And he didn't want.
See, that's a funny story with it.
It was a good storyline. It was actually really fun, and now people love Heath Slater. He's a good guy, obviously, because he's
Yeah.
got kids.
He's got kids. He needs
He needs to have money
for his babies.
for his babes. So now we have a man that is supposed to be a face,
But he's not.
but the fans absolutely shit on him at every
oh,
single
I forgot about him.
opportunity. He is a former member of the tag team American Alpha, and in storyline, he is the son, the illegitimate son of Kurt Angle. This is Jason Jordan,
Ooh, yes, Daddy.
and there's Jason Jordan screaming.
Slightly less impressed.
So what do you think of Jason Jordan?
He's nice.
He's nice.
Yeah. He's alright.
You know my opinion.
You don't like him.
I think he's fucking boring.
He is boring. That's why fans hate him. He's super boring.
And
He comes out to a generic rap rocks theme song. He has generic tights. He doesn't do anything special. And he has no character to speak of on mic.
there's totally a great way you could turn that around and make him like a super evil guy, and it would be great, but it's not gonna happen.
No, because they want him to be a face. And WWE's stupid.
Dumb.
So,
Embrace your
we're gonna move
inner
on
villain.
to one of my favorite, another tag team member. His name is Jeff Hardy.
Okay.
He's old.
You're
He's
not
been
gonna
wrestling.
like him.
He's been wrestling since the 90s. He jumps off of ladders, jumps through tables, off of rafters. This is Jeff Hardy.
I don't like him. He
Why-
looks like
That's right.
he looks like Wolverine.
He looks like if you took Wolverine and Will Ferrell and like smushed the worst parts together.
Now this is
Okay,
Jeff
he
Hardy
looks like he could be like
when he's wrestling.
Wolverine, Will Ferrell, and a gorilla.
Now, Jeff Hardy, you see, normal face, right? Like a normalish face. Not all the time. He likes to put on face paint.
Me too.
Yeah, but you probably do it well.
This is Jeff Hardy with face paint.
Oh no.
He also has an alter ego.
He looks like a lizard.
He has an alter ego.
Purple.
He has two alter egos. The first one, they're both from a different company named TNA, but I think they're important to him. The first of them is known as Willow.
Willow
He's a
Smith.
girl now.
That's what I was thinking.
So this is Jeff Hardy as Willow.
From Buffy.
I love it.
That's not Willow.
That looks like something you would see in like
His-
German dungeon.
Yeah.
His other one,
German metal dungeon porn bands.
his other one is Brother Nero,
Oh fuck.
That sounds
Brother.
worse.
and this is Jeff Hardy as Brother Nero.
I want.
Why is he like this?
That just looks stupid.
I want to.
Well, we'll explain Brother Nero when we get to his brother.
Brother-
Matt Hardy.
Yeah, Nero, but with E.
So the next member of the roster, we all know him. We all love to hear the horns
Yes.
that come out when you hear his name.
Oh, John Cena.
It is John Cena.
I mean, he just looks like a dad now.
Yes.
Like he looks like
Yeah.
a cool dad.
Like he was to Fred.
Yeah, he was Fred's dad in the Fred movies.
We don't talk about the Fred movies.
Now we are.
I like the Fred
We can
movies.
stop.
So John Cena, we all like him. We all like John Cena, right? He's a good guy. Everyone knows he's a good guy. No one's
He's
gonna
a
make
fun
John
boy.
Cena a bad guy, because too many kids like him.
Too many kids.
Too many kids.
So next we have another member of 205 Live. We have Kalisto. I don't know if you're gonna like Kalisto. This is Kalisto.
Ooh, that's hot. Especially those tattoos and the arm things. Like, that's a fetishy type thing. I'm all for it.
Ellen, what do you think of Kalisto?
I see it.
Are you all for it?
I'm
As
not all
Ian
for
said.
No.
Kalisto.
I don't care whether he's good or bad.
Kalisto's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's not good on the mic though, so no one really likes him.
He doesn't have to say anything.
So now we have one.
You're my favorite.
This one I'm sure. I'm 100% sure
I'm gonna hate.
that Ellen is going to hate. He is the devil's favorite demon,
Oh no.
the big red monster,
I don't want to look at him.
Cain.
I don't like him.
You
It
don't
looks
like-
like the mask that we used on James in our show that we did here one time.
What do you think of Cain?
I don't like him
Why not?
because he's stupid and I don't like his hair. He looks like.
That's not actually his hair. That's a wig.
Oh, okay.
He's bald. That hair is attached to the mask.
He looks like. I don't know.
Now, can I tell you something about Cain?
I think he's
Yeah.
so old he needs to walk with a cane.
Man, he is old. He's in his 40s. Let me tell you something about this man. His real name is Glenn Jacobs. And if you look up Glenn Jacobs, you will find he is running for mayor of a city in Tennessee while actively wrestling as Cain on television and attempting to murder people in garbage trucks.
See, I want to know how it would work out if he actually became mayor.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too.
He's a libertarian.
No comment.
No comment.
But I mean, like, if he was the mayor, he would probably have to be in that city most of the time.
Yeah.
So how the fuck is he going to keep?
Well, he would
wrestling?
just leave. No one knew he was coming back.
There you go.
So the Raw roster is pretty big, so we might have to divide this into two parts.
Yeah, because I'm getting hungry and it's 4:30.
Yeah, we're getting hungry. So we're going to stop at whenever we get to a point that I feel it's good to stop at.
So now,
So never.
No,
because he's gonna
I have a
make
point.
Slave away.
I have a point where we're going to stop. But here
It's
we
a
have,
point that I will like and approve of. Though.
yes, we have one
Ooh.
half of the tag team champ. Oh, not the tag team champions. We already went over the bar.
Yeah.
This is one half of the club. That's the name of their tag team, the club,
It's a stupid name.
or the Good Brothers.
The club?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a stupid name.
This is
for a
Machine Gun Carl Anderson.
club. No.
He looks like he's in the position of one of those guys that gets shot out of a cannon. He's like,
He looks like
look at his cute little coat.
he's
though.
trying to be bigger than what
Yeah.
he is.
Well, that's because his partner is super big compared to him.
That's why. He's got a mask.
Well, it's wrong.
It's wrong. You don't like Carl Anderson?
I don't like him.
He's a heel.
Good Good. He looks like one.
So now we have the general manager
You.
of
Of
Monday
Wendy's.
Night Raw, the Olympic hero, the only
Yes.
real gold medalist
I like this guy.
in professional wrestling, Kurt Angle.
He's cool.
Wait, which is? Oh.
Oh.
Kurt
Nice.
Angle.
Why is he in a fucking
wrestles
business suit?
With this suit on too.
No, he doesn't wrestle with a suit on.
No.
He takes the suit off. He wrestles in a wrestling singlet.
Oh.
But he's the general manager of the show.
He's adorable, and I like him.
Kurt Angle is from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
He won a gold medal for amateur wrestling with a broken neck
How? Why would he wrestle with a broken neck?
because it was the Olympics.
You do what you have to for the Olympics.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, neither would I, but I
You
also would
fucking-
never make
you
it to the
could
Olympics. I could go to, like, baby Olympics.
Kurt Angle is one of the most beloved wrestlers in history. And we endearingly tell him that he sucks.
Why?
Because
Because
it
when-
matches his music.
When he was a bad guy,
It's cute.
there was a wrestler who taunted him by saying, "You suck." And his theme song goes, do, 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 do. So you can chant, "You suck," to his theme song. And so the fans do it now when he comes out, and he loves it. He, like, loves to hear the fans chant, "You suck."
Alright.
It's really adorable. That's weird.
So Kurt Angle, though, has wrestled a couple matches since coming back. He wrestled at Survivor Series, and he wrestled at TLC in the Shield
Tender
reunion.
loving care.
No, tables, ladders, and chairs.
Oh.
So now we have another
The
member.
learning channel.
We have another member of 205 Live. And Chicken,
I love chicken.
we have another member of 205 Live.
Chicken.
Ballad.
I had some chicken tenders.
We have another luchador,
Ooh, lucha, 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 lucha.
and his name is Lince Dorado.
Oh, no. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Why don't you like
I don't
Lince?
him.
That-
That's stupid. He has little fucking wings on his head.
Fucking weird.
And then those
Wonderful.
teeths, girl. Like,
You like
brush
little
them teeths.
teeth? They're not actually teeth.
Brush them anyway.
Paint them.
Good dental
Paint them what,
hygiene.
white?
Yes. Paint
Why?
them anything other than that.
Anything other than yellow? What about black?
It's fine.
I
What about red?
I have yellow teeth.
What about
but
pink?
damn.
Fine. I don't care. Pink would be stupid.
Like,
Look at the rest of his outfit.
I
At
know.
least do it black.
Okay, you don't like Lince Dorado?
No, I don't. He looks like fucking. What is it?
Garbage.
Yeah.
So next we have the tag team partner of Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows.
No. No, his face
he
is
should
wrong.
be hung from the gallows.
Why is his forehead gigantic?
Because he's bald.
I don't like it. But his face is smushed. There's so much more room for his face to grow. But it can't because his forehead is there.
Oh, God.
There's-
Like, he looks like he should be a little person, but he's not.
but he's-
And his face tried, but it didn't.
So we have a recent NXT call up next. Mandy Rose.
Here we go.
She is part of the Absolution. Now, when I point out the other members of the Absolution, you're going to find
no.
that one of them does not belong. And the one of them that does not belong is Mandy Rose. Now, the other two members of them, I'm going to describe so you can get a picture of the Absolution. The other one is Paige. She is goth. Basically, she's pale, dresses in all black, wears red lipstick. She's British. She's a goth. She has dark black hair.
Oh, God, she's British.
The other member is Sonya Deville. Remember, the MMA fighter, the tough one.
The cornrows.
Yeah. Now, one of these is not like the other. And let's determine which one it is
She's blonde.
by pointing at
I
Mandy
fucking knew
Rose.
it. How did I fucking know it?
Oh, another porn star.
Yep. Look at them boobs.
They're huge.
They're huge.
Why are they all blonde?
They're not all blonde. Asuka had pink and green hair.
Yeah,
No.
but she's cool.
No, but she wasn't a porn star. All of the porn stars are blonde.
They're not port.
They
Porn
might as well
stars.
They
be.
clearly are.
I'm on the inside for this, so don't look at me.
They're not porn
Are
stars.
you sure about that?
How do you know what they do in their free time.
They don't do porn.
Frankie's watched a lot of porn. He would know if they were porn
I
stars.
don't watch a lot of porn.
Frankie, you slut.
Okay. She is a bad guy, by the way.
I know.
Of course she is.
How do you know?
Because she's wearing the
She's
least
a
amount of
bad
clothing.
girl.
So now we have the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. What's wrong with you?
Why does he look like that?
What do you mean?
That's his face.
That's so mean. Why do you look like that?
His eyes, I don't like them. What is going on there?
What?
is that?
It's a little symbol?
I think
That's the
my
Longhorn symbol for the Texas Longhorns.
Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, it looks like he's been to Texas Roadhouse like 25 million
He
times.
likes that
He's the
cinnamon
world's strongest
roll.
man. He will snap you in ass.
I don't care. He's not here. I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna
Look
call
at
him
his
up.
arms.
Hey,
Mark.
His arms are the size of Texas.
Hey, Ms. Ark.
His stomach is the size of Russia.
Oh my god.
Arms
His
look
head
like mutton.
is.
So Mark Henry.
It looks like mutton at the Renaissance Fair.
I know, yeah.
Mark Henry's a good guy. In case you were wondering.
Well, yeah.
Now we have the wife of the Miz,
yes.
Oh, the Miz, the one that looks like a douche.
Yeah. I love
Maurice.
Mer-
She's French Canadian.
See, this is what I mean.
Yeah,
They all have boob jobs.
she gets she gets titty fucked a lot. I can already tell.
that. Probably.
She does.
Let's be honest.
She
Oh my
does.
god. Inviting Ian here and it immediately became sexual.
All those,
Yeah,
Yeah, but he's right.
all those babies.
like she doesn't
She
let.
is currently pregnant right now.
Oh wow, she actually
He
let him.
makes such a big
I was
deal
gonna
out
say
of
she
it.
wasn't gonna let him like
Ooh.
fuck her down there because she was like, no, no.
Her husband.
Wait, who's her?
The
her
Miz.
husband?
The Miz. You'll see
Wait,
him later
he's
on.
great.
Okay, I was wondering if we saw
Later
him.
on, how many more do we have?
Oh, we're in the M's.
Ugh.
M4.
Matt Hardy.
No.
The Miz is under the T's for T's because he's
That's
the
fucking
Miz.
stupid. No. I veto.
So,
What does it end with?
what do you mean? What's the last letter?
Yeah,
Z-
because no one has Z names. Come on.
The last letter is T
All right.
on this roster.
Okay.
On SmackDown, the last letter is Z
Okay.
Ugh.
because there's a wrestler named Zach.
Just Zach.
Well, not just Zach.
It's,
but-
no, it's just Zach.
Just that.
So now we have now we
That
have
was a
Jeff.
great Will Grace quote on my page.
Now we have Jeff Hardy's brother,
No.
Matt Hardy. Now this is pre-awakening.
Awakening.
like
what?
Awakening.
Matt
Meaning
Hardy.
like
You're
he
not gonna
just
like it.
woke up.
Well, yes. This is Matt Hardy.
He looks like. Do you know what he looks like? Okay, hold on. Let me get this
Now
up.
there is another version of Matt Hardy that I need to show you because you're going to quite enjoy Broken or Woken Matt Hardy. What does Matt Hardy remind you of?
He looks like Killer Bob from Twin Peaks.
Does he really?
Yeah.
What does Killer Bob from Twin Peaks look like?
That.
That's true. And you're gonna think that even more. So this is normal Matt Hardy.
Oh God, does he have a persona as well?
He has what is used to be known
Oh
as
my god.
Broken, or in WWE, since they can't use the copyright for Broken, Woken. Matt Hardy.
He looks like the clown version of that.
So
Like his hair is
this
crazy.
this current Matt Hardy talks with like a weird voice. He talks about how his body is just a vessel for a soul that has been through different lives.
Holy shit! Bob is a parasite.
And
Holy shit!
and
It
he-
is Bob.
And he says that he's going to delete people. And he does a
Wow.
weird arm motion. And he goes, delete, delete, delete. And he brings his baby to wrestle. His baby's name is King Maxwell. No, his baby wrestles. His baby.
He awoke his baby.
Don't shoot the baby.
His wife, he doesn't wrestle, but his wife does wrestle. Her name is Reby Sky, or Queen Reby. His son's name is King Maxwell. And wait, he has a housekeeper that also helps him out, known as Senor Benjamin.
Oh, no, that's not racist.
And And wait, he also has a fucking drone known as Vanguard 1, where it holographically projects his image so he can talk to people.
That's crazy.
Broken Matt Hardy is one of the best things in wrestling ever. And I'm so excited for it to be in the WWE. And there's one time here, there's a little quote from him. Look at this little gif of him eating some lobster bisque. And he's calling it a succulent bowl of lobster bisque.
No.
So you know, everyone, I think we're going to leave it at Woken Matt Hardy.
Oh, that was the worst. Thank God. I'm like tired from that.
So we do have more. I'm just going to say some of the names and we'll review them at another episode. We have Mickey James, Nia Jax,
Yeah, but are there ones that I like?
Noam Dar,
Yeah, what are the ones that? Which one?
Roman Reigns,
These just sound
I
like
like
porn
Roman
names.
Reigns.
They're all porn names.
Rhino, spelled with a Y,
Yeah, it's a porn actor.
Samoa Joe,
He's
Porn.
okay.
Seth Rollins,
No.
the
He is a cat.
Brian Kendrick. It's the Brian Kendrick.
Special.
The Miz,
Yeah, boy.
and TJP.
Oh my god.
So those are some of the names you have to look forward to. What do you think of the Monday Night Raw roster so far, though, Alan?
I'd fuck some.
You don't know? Is it weirder or more normal than the NXT
More
roster?
normal.
More normal?
I feel like
Okay.
that's what I don't know.
There are some of them that I really like, but it does not make up for the ones that I hate.
Okay. Well,
That's how I feel.
we're going to
Yeah.
leave you there, our STW listeners.
STD listeners.
That's what every time I think that I'm like.
And thank you for listening. Remember to
Do
like, comment, and
wrestling.
subscribe.
Comment if you want me on more episodes of
Of
this.
STW.
Yeah, we need to know what wrestlers
Ian
would
wants to
let
fuck.
give him an STD.
Yeah.
And which ones he thinks are porn stars.
Yeah,
Yep.
because it's all of them. Let's
All
Spoiler
of them.
alert, all of them.
Almost all of the women are porn stars.
They're not.
They are.
Except for that
If they
Japanese one.
aren't, they should be.
Yeah,
They
she's
make
not
them
a
more
porn
money.
star. And the one with
She's
the
just an anime
cornrows,
character.
she's not a porn star either.
What about
she's,
Bailey, the one who likes to hug people?
She's not a porn
She's-
star.
She's just a
An
sports
athlete,
person.
yeah.
She's
Our
a
university.
cutie.
Athlete.
She has a little ponytail.
She's on the
thing
lacrosse
going on.
team.
And the softball team.
Yes, she's on the
She
track
is
team.
absolutely
And
on the
she's a
softball.
Yeah.
she's a dietitian major.
Yes.
Yes, dietetics.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you all for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe. And join us next time when we continue this wonderful and disturbing journey into the weird world of wrestling.
Come with
Saying
me
that,
And
you'll
you'll-
Copyright!
in the weird world of wrestling.
saying
It's a parody, so
Say-
it's under fair
you
use.
can't do shit.
saying goodbye. It's me,
Frankie.
Frankie.
It's me, Ian.
What was that?
It said my name.
Is
Alexis. Melon.